Welcome back to Cricket Zenify, day 2 of the test match between India and England. Lots of expectations were there on Team India yesterday to score a huge, uh, but unfortunately it was England who come out on top. It was almost like 110 runs being added on to the total, and with that, England come to bat. And all credits, as we have rightly predicted on day 1, where Ollie Pope would be very, very crucial, and also Jasprit Bumrah picking up Joe Root for the 10th occasion in his test career. Number one bowler coming ahead against the number one batter of the world. Those are the key things yesterday, what we have seen. But let's try to dig in deep and understand what exactly happened session by session yesterday. Arnish bhai, India come on to bat with having 369 for 3 on the board. But at the right time, at the lunch, India almost lost 3 wickets, and that has given put India into the back foot. Your thoughts?
Yeah, coming on to session by session, the first session basically around 1.5 hour belonged to India because of the way Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill steadied the ship and they batted nicely and attackingly as well. But during the last half hour, somehow England came back and they went in with a flurry of wickets because at lunch they just India just lost 4 wickets at lunch post the score that they had in the on the first day and it was mainly due to the attacking shots that the Indian batters tried to play. Like Shubman Gill tried a slog out of nowhere and got out, and then we had another like Karun Nair played an aggressive shot. Then Shardul Thakur also played an aggressive shot and got out. So we saw that Indian batters didn't realize that they needed to score big at that moment, and I think that thing that led to their downfall at the end. And credit to England as well because the way they were the way they faltered in the on the first day, they just came back with some plans and they stuck to their lines. They bowled well outside off, and it paid off. It started off with Shubman Gill's wicket, but then I think Rishabh Pant had a slight moment of error of judgment that led to his downfall. Otherwise, he was taking the attack to the cleaners because he was hitting it so cleanly that even Ben Stokes, who is considered as the most strategic captain, was scratching his head because he didn't know where to go or where to bowl to this guy because Rishabh Pant is that kind of guy who can confuse you with his approach. Like one over he will just defend and leave, and the other over he'll just come out of his blocks and play an aggressive shot like a T20. So that approach works in his test style, and he's playing test cricket like a cakewalk right now. So the basically in the first session, India had their game up, but during that last half hour, I feel they lost plenty of wickets. I think if India had lost 1 or 2 wickets, it would have been fine. But losing 4 wickets and that too exposing the tail of India is nowadays you everyone knows that Indian tail is easier to get out because there is not one player who can just stick to the crease and support the batters right now. So that's what happened in the day one, session one.
Exactly. Now I'll come to Selva for to ask and understand. Like it was just a matter of Ben Stokes and Tung to get and wrap up the tail for Team India. And if you've seen on day 1, the body language have completely changed to the bowlers of English bowlers, like where they come with some intention, they come with an thought process and clearly setting up their mind, saying like, no, whatever might be the cost, we will not leave India to score more than 120 so that we can come back and bat really quick. So that they have executed really well. And even the commentators were also saying, like Nasir Hussain and other people on the combox were saying that there is a lot of difference between 530 and 470, and exactly what Team India could able to achieve 471 by the end of their first innings. So your thoughts on the second uh, session of day two.
Okay. Hi guys. So what happened here? The first collapse which happened, right? England definitely know if they cross over 530 or if they reach around 600, it's a very tough call to for England to pull them back. Whether it's going to be a draw or India will definitely win this game because they will make them to bat again. Once again, the more pressure will be on their side. So they came with an intention of picking up wickets. So the intention was morely to pick up wickets, spot on, and Indian batter also lose their concentration. Whereas Shubman Gill tried to hit a big shot to get into his 150, which made him they played yesterday in a day when they played Bashir in a slow manner. Even though he was bowling like loose balls, they were trying to like make him play in a one singles or doubles kind of that they were rotating him. But today they started to pick up. Why? Because they start off accelerating it high so that we can complete and like reach to that 600 in a very early manner, which made them to make a fall. And when Indian batsman like Karun Nair came, it was an unfortunate thing where he played. Another day, if he had played the shot, it would have gone over the head of the fielder. But he grabbed a very good catch, so we are feel like we need to feel bad for him. And then Pant was there. It was what is it? Has Arunesh mentioned? It is a lack of judgment where ball goes. Usually, we used to see him right, which he does in every previous matches against a fast bowler or spinner. So kind of that he did. So it happened. And then, as we know, we don't have a much strong tail enders. So it started to pull out from there. And there was no even concentration. Everyone tried to hit it. We thought Sardul will perform, but unfortunately, we couldn't do much. Why? Because we had a good batting. As batter didn't perform, like we can't blame Sardul as well there. And coming from there, India has got hollowed for 471 part of that, and which made them England to get a mentally strong thought that we can also get into this target. That's how they came when their innings progressed. First over of Bumrah was a terrific one, which was horrifying to Zoc early. So he tried to play him, but unfortunately he couldn't able to make. But there, after that, we saw positive intent from Holy Pope as well as Ben Duckett. So Prasidh Krishna over, they started to get the bounce because he's a good bounce bowler. As it is a flat track, they started to treat him as a T20 bowler. Okay, when Duckett start to hit him, like trying to pull over him, and then he also started trying to attack Bumrah as well. He started to leave his bat. If it is a sharp edge, it will go on for four, and those kinds of things. Positive intent, which put the opponent into a back foot. Okay, and fearless cricket they played. So, which made India to what to say, create lots of thinking around this part. And one mistake what they did was they didn't bring Shardul Thakur in early way manner. Why? Because they were pushing with Bumrah, Prasidh, as well as uh, Siraj. Siraj bowled decent length, but he's also given more runs as to like we can't take it up to the ground because one end is like Bumrah is holding very strong, but another end there was leaking of wickets where we could have India would have thought like we can bring Shardul with a new ball itself we could have create some kind of impacts, but with they did after 40 overs where the ball was very old due to the kind of hitting which made by them. And if we see the fielding was also not to the mark. They dropped lots of catches. Why? Because we said the slip cordon of Indian team was very good when Virat, Rohit kind of players were there. And one experienced player was like KL Rahul was there, but and Karun Nair who picked up catches whatever came on his side. But other than that, there was no kind of fielding proper stuffs in the slip cordons, which created more number of chances over there. So I feel like overall it's a blunder mistake from Indian team side, which the chances were created. For example, if they took Ollie Pope wicket in the 60s, right now England would have been on a back foot. Around it will be 5 wickets or 6 wickets we would have got, and they will be definitely in a back step where they're also not having a proper tail enders to bat. An inexperienced bowling lineup with a batting experience could have created more amount of chances to India to get a lead. So that's it. That's what I feel.
Okay, I'll before coming to Roman Bhai to understand about the overall picture. So first, I would like to go to Yash Bhai. Yash Bhai, uh, overall, देखा था India का bowling performance. Like if you look at the overall bowling performance of like what Team India had yesterday, apart from Jasprit Bumrah, like we all thought that yes, this bowling lineup had a potential, but getting too much workload on Jasprit Bumrah could cost them in the entire series.
Definitely, the way we saw Bumrah took the whole responsibility against Australian lineup in BGT. The same thing has slowly started happening here again, which is actually not good for the long run. We need bowlers to step up and take their responsibility, like the way Siraj eventually hit these traps. But India needed him to straight away be clinical with his line and length, which was missing. Being an experienced bowler, it was expected from him to give good company to Jasprit Bumrah, which was missing, and hence even Prasidh Krishna was took to cleaners because eventually he was an inexperienced bowler at this level. But definitely, Prasidh Krishna also needs to said that fuller lens was needed initially to try and look for the swing, but which didn't happen. And another one miss we did, like Selva Bro said, introduction of Shardul Thakur was a bit too late. If he was brought when Siraj was initially taken to cleaners, maybe the story would have been a little bit different. But can't blame them too, because we missed a few opportunities in the field as well. So there was another thing that took India back. And as they say, even bowlers need support from their fielders, and which was missing yesterday. Hopefully today is not that kind of a case.
Exactly. And Ramin, by now I'll come to you and understand what exactly Team India, especially in terms of like we have seen from both in terms of like fielding and both in terms of like bowling changes and the field placements from Shubman Gill. I know it's a first time captaining such a bigger tournament. Just like, I mean, like Tendulkar Anderson Trophy is not so easy, and you have the pressure wherein 1.4 billion people watching at home and almost like 30, 40,000, I mean, 15 to 20,000 people definitely watching the game from the stands. Okay. So, and like now having all these pressure on your back, well, how will Gill respond to this kind of pressure and uh, not really being sure that you have world-class bowlers in your hand apart from Jasprit Bumrah. So what should Gill do on day three to be on a track where we can see a game with a healthy competition?
First of all, that by whatever you have summarized, I just want to conclude it in a one or two word that welcome to the cricket's toughest format, and which is the Test cricket. Welcome to the Test cricket now. So this is the different ball game. More importantly, you are playing in the country which is not, you cannot pre-assume those conditions. Only the one session we have seen in yesterday's game where the conditions were overcast, ball started to doing everything. It is going to take the pitch out of the equations. It is more all about that how we are playing to the conditions. So this is the thing which we can expect in especially in English conditions. So you need to respect those conditions. Yeah, but there is a definitely 2-3 points where we can put a lot of question marks that in terms of how the bowling changes, the field placements. But I still feel that they have enough resources than us. They are understand the conditions better than us. What we can say. So at that particular point of time, they have thought some or other things, but the executions were definitely, I can say, the poor stuff. We all know that someone like Jasprit Bumrah, who does not need the kind of a helpful conditions or the pitch, he can give you the wicket on the any track. On the highways, he will going to give you the wickets. But it is what all about that from the other end, the lacking of the consistency in the length. I'm not talking about that other bowlers are come in party and take the wickets, but they are not providing that accurate lengths which are going to testing the batsman. And this is the something which we have missed throughout the English batting conditions. They haven't been asked that any tough questions. The Bumrah is almost hitting 40%, and he has make the false shot. Batsman has he has forced to play the 40% of the false shots, whereas other bowlers have succeeded to the 13% only. So this is the huge difference what we are seeing, that other bowlers are not making them to play that particular kind of a fall shots. So this is the reason, is the differentiate clearly that who is the Bumrah and who is the other bowlers cumulatively. So I think definitely they need to look on a particular point. We all know that the pitch is not that kind of a typical English pitch, but you need to keep some patience for this. You need to hit those particular lengths. You just need to earn them, and unfortunately, we haven't seen this kind of a fielding from the Indian setup, especially from someone like Ravi Jadeja. At the point, he's going to drop the catches, so it bound to happen. This is definitely a new team, and we cannot expect that everything will be on a pinpoint from the day one. Even English bowlers have struggled, though they have played their whole life on this kind of a pitches. Then yes, I still feel that we need to give some kind of a leverage to our bowling attack, that they try to be accommodate themselves in this particular conditions, and definitely they are coming up with better plans in today's game. I feel that they are the good bowlers. You cannot write off someone like Prasidh Krishna, you cannot write off someone like Mohammad Siraj, who has previously toured this in these conditions. So, but yeah, 1.2 definitely we have to worry that we all know that Boom is not going to play the 5 test for you. So whatever test he's going to play, you need to make sure that you are going to win in this series. Otherwise, it will be the really tough task, and that is why those 100 runs at the in the score were important in my opinion. Let's say England is scoring around 500 runs, and it will be tense due to majority of the draw chances. Then you cannot lose a test match until and unless you play really bad cricket after scoring more than 450 runs. But it will not going to win either if you are not bowling well. You know that how this English team is playing, the intent will be definitely there. So, and more importantly, they were lucky in the initial hour where they have find some edges and going into that particular gaps, and a bit of luck that favor them. But this is the test cricket. We need to accept on our chin. We need to do this well. But I still feel that no one gives the Ravi Jadeja a good chance in this match. But I still feel that he can be the X factor for us. The way we have seen the surface as abrasive. The nature of abrasiveness we have seen in 2 days. It tends to be a more abrasive in upcoming time. So Ravi Jadeja is going to use that particular foothold marks, and he will definitely trouble the English batters. So if we are trying to get them to at least, if possible, that get out them early in a day, get 100 odd lead, just batting positively and give them another shot. So it will be the agenda, in my opinion, what Indian team should feel. But I still feel that English players will come hard, and they will definitely score around 350, more than 350 is a definitely for sure for English team. So this will be the balancing day for us, upcoming day. And the last session, I was really surprised. We have a Harry Brook in the pavilion. If that those were the no balls, especially the deadliest last over. But again, I say that previously I mentioned that luck factor is bit helping the English players, and we have seen in that last over. If Harry Brook is in the pavilion, it will be the I can say that is a even Steven day for the both of the teams. At a 200 around score, 4 wickets for India, it will be definitely they are pleasing with those situations. But I'm surprised that Boom is not going to bowl this no balls so often. But yeah, this is what we have to get. So overall, bit disappointing session in my opinion from the Indian team, especially in the third one. Even intent was also missing, I guess.
Still, there is a lot of
I
game.
would like
Yeah, I'll come back to you.
I would I would
Yeah, go on,
I
go on.
would like to add. I would like to add one point on the dependency of Bumrah. Yesterday, I saw one stat that in the last 1 or 2 years, Jasprit Bumrah had picked up 76 wickets, and the whole Indian team, the rest of the bowlers had picked up 75 wickets. That shows the kind of impact Jasprit Bumrah had, and the lack of support from the other hand, which was missing, which he dearly wanted. So that should not be the case going forward. I hope Siraj and the likes of Shardul Thakur also put their hand up coming forward.
Exactly. You win the matches as a team, you lose the matches as if you play as an individual, especially a game like cricket. I hope my message is short and crisp and clear to all those fans who have been watching this one. because cricket is always a team game. No matter what, like you perform three players performing with the bat and only one player supporting with the ball does not make you to win the matches, does not make you win the innings, does not make you win the sessions as well. So if you want to win the test match, you take session by session, session by session, and session by session. Especially by looking at the way the English batsmen are there right now, and even 360, or even they are really good in chasing 400 runs in a single day. And that's what the capability, what English team is having right now. And to the surprising fact, what yesterday we got to hear from the England dressing room is that they don't have, or they are not requiring of cricket analyst, especially in the test format anymore. There are no more cricket analysts in the dressing room for England cricket team. So they have made their thoughts, and like when this question was asked to uh, one of the current English player, he told only one thing: let's play the test as it is supposed to be played. Let's go session by session. Let's win session and let's win the matches. And that's exactly what they are doing right now. You can't be really making sure that, okay, I go and attack this particular bowler, I go and attack this particular bowler. Now they have come back to the originality where the test cricket actually belongs to. After the retirement of Jamie Anderson and Stuart Broad, England cricket team bowling looks brilliant, but somewhere on the other hand, where Indian cricket team bowlers are still completely depending upon only one particular man, Jasprit Bumrah. And if this is the same case which is going to continue in the near future, it's going to be a huge, huge, huge trouble for the Indian cricket team, especially for the fans who have been watching this game for years together. We have seen the likes of Kapil Dev, Mohinder Amarnath, Roger Binney, and from there, Javagal Srinath, Venkatesh Prasad, David Johnson's, lots and lots of fast bowlers to name. And we have also seen leg spinners and also the off spinners doing the job for Team India right now. But somewhere you need an experience, and you can't write off that when you're playing a game of Test cricket. Okay. And it's my small thing: for your individual reputation, don't spoil the game, don't spoil the beauty of the sport. That's a small message which I wanted to give it. Somewhere like it actually feels for a player, for a man who actually loves the longer format of the game by testing, looking and hearing the chants as, oh, ooh, wow, superb bowling, and all these emotions will actually come out when you actually see the ball beating the edges just by a fraction of millimeters and all those stuffs. And Jasprit Bumrah doing exactly the same for us, but we are not seeing the same from the other um, players. So we just need that kind of experience we have been looking for. So with that, and I will go back to couple of more questions from each and every single individual here. Okay, Selva, where do you look at Team England on day three and Team India on day three?
First, I will go with Team India. So, Team India has to make them bowled out before tea. Okay, before tea, Team India should bowl them out, and Team India should bat the complete last innings. India will be getting more number of overs where they can go with last session, and next day till tea they can bat, and with that they can bowl and they can try to see a chance. If England is
If you are
going
giving 1.5 a day to England, just imagine what they can do. Just imagine
exactly,
what they can do.
that's what I was up to tell you. If they are going there, they will definitely score good amount of runs, and they will be putting India in a very much back foot stage. And one thing what will happen, definitely England will win, or else if India bats in a good proper way, in a patience manner, and what has to be done, if it is done right, it will be a draw match. If how they lose the wicket, if Pant and Gill went out right, likewise, if two settled batsmen gone out and there was a pack of cards which just fell down, right, kind of that only it will happen, and they will try to, even a small amount of gap, if England team gets, they will try to make it a dig a big one, and they will fit themselves right there and they will grab the match and they will go just like that. That kind of team is England. We can't underestimate them because in the first day they were like very quiet. They were very much like upset in their mindset. But when it comes to day two, it completely turn around one and things.
Their,
And what
their current run rate is at 4.26.
4.26 exactly
4.26.
4 point.
And they're scoring
Yes,
almost like 4.5 runs in each and every single over. In 50 overs, I mean, just short of 1 over, they have scored 209 for three. Still, they
yes.
have another 3 or 4 more batsmen. Okay.
Exactly. And one more thing India should do, if they are going for attacking field set, they should stick to that. If they are going for a defensive mindset, they are stick to it. Wherever the ball goes, they are keeping a field placement over there. That should not happen over there. Let them pick a length. How Bumrah bowls, he used to bowl in a one single length where he can hit the same length and he can try to make the batsman in a like uncomfortable way. Like that, the other bowlers also should follow and make sure he feels it is fixed in a proper way. If it is attacking, it should be attacking. If it is a defensive one, if it is defensive. Same mistake was done by South Africa in the innings one where they played against Australia. And in the innings two, they corrected their mistake and they came with a good intention and started to make. They won a test match, which everyone thought it was impossible one. Like that only we can get India into a comeback one. And one more thing, Bumrah is putting lots of efforts to get wickets because he's the only one in the wicket column. Like as we saw last over from him, like in the day end, right? So he bowled around four no balls, 3 to 4 no balls, where he put more amount of efforts to create those bounces from those kinds of flat wickets, which will create more impact on his injury and back, which will create more impact on him, which may lead to injury as soon as possible as well. So that has to be stopped where other bowlers to step in and try to make done. There is also a hint of spin we can see. Good length, good spot. If Jadeja picks it, there will be definitely role to play for Jadeja as well. Even though they are left-hand batsmen, Jadeja is good at bowling to left-hand batters as well, where he can pick up good wickets also. So this is what my thing is.
Yes, boy.
I would like to agree with what Selva bro said because we need to stick with our plans. If we are trying to attack, we should completely attack. But we should also be mindful that in going with full attack mode, we must not leak too many runs because at this point, Jasprit Bumrah is the only one who's asking a lot of questions. And at the same time, we need other bowlers to step up. And we must mix caution with aggression with our plans. And one thing we must not forget that today is day three, and day three is one of the best days to bat for the batters. So it is definitely going to be hard work for our bowlers. But if we stick to our plans and we stay clear with what we have thought, we may get closer to bowling England out today by the end of the day.
End of the day. Bold call. Cool. Roman, bye.
I think by I have mentioned in a BGT that it will be the bowler shootout. This will be the batter shootout. England will never give you the pitches where the typically green grass tingle, and they know that they also do not possess the bowling attack what they possess in the previous years. So they will not give India sniffs that by preparing a bowling friendly pitches. So it will be the routine for that 5 match series that we may find this kind of a batting shootout, and totally that England is depending on that batting heavy side. It will be bound to happen, and nothing wrong in that. India on the other side also do possess a good batting lineup. In my opinion, for today, is definitely it will be the England will be definitely going to be a bowled out by in a today. But I feel that the lead will be on either side will be even Steven. It will not be the significant. It will be the 70, 80 runs difference, and at the end of the day three, it will be the balance between both the sides. No side I'm expecting that taking a huge advantage until and unless that conditions are drastically changed or rain have it say. But I still feel that after the end of the days three, both team will be in a good interest. Like no one is that had lead that they are going in a driver's seat or we are on the driver's seat. It will be the even Stevens after day three. 2-3 possibilities unless India is not dropping too many, and give them a chance, and the conditions are not played a huge role. So after day three, it will be the good 2 days cricket will left for us.
Arnesh bhai.
Yeah, coming on to the day three, what are the expectations is that India should assess, first of all, like what lengths are they going to bowl, and if they have, as Selva and Yash bhai mentioned, that they should mix caution with aggression and also assess on the lengths that they are going to bowl. As we saw yesterday, in the starting spell, Mohammad Siraj bowled too full and Prasidh Krishna bowled too short. So that was the thing that allowed England batters to score even more, because of the approach that they have, they will keep scoring. But only Jasprit Bumrah looked nagging because he was nipping in and out of that particular seam and hitting the deck hard and on a good length. So we need to attack. If we are attacking, we need to attack well, and but at the same point, we need to assess whether the bowlers are hitting their straps right or not. And because it's a day three pitch and sunny conditions are again expected, so it will be a work cut out for the bowlers. But I feel India will find their rhythm in bowling today, as England did yesterday with their bowling, because it was first day for England. It was a bad day for England as well on the first day of bowling, and India, since playing after a long time. So I think India will also hit the straps right. So I will expect that Indian bowlers will come back. And as Roman Bhai mentioned, I also agree with him that no side will have a significant lead coming on to today's play that will be ending. And it will be around, I expect that England will be bowled out around like 50 or 60 of either side of India.
Hmm.
I think Rajbhai, my one question is to you that as Anirudh Bhai has mentioned, I still feel that on a decks like this, on this pitches, what is your opinion to hit those lengths? If the pitches is bit grassy, and we know that if it is a bouncy pitch, we know that sort of a good length or the cooler length will be the key. But I still feel that as a bowler, they are also not in assurance that what will be the better lengths to hit. So I just want to seek your opinion on this. That what your opinion that we can operate on this particular deck like this? What are the good lengths, and what will be the basically plan that bowlers want to stick with?
I mean, as a bowler, if you ask me, like, I'll wait the ball to start reversing because it's 49 overs ball. I mean, 49 overs has been completed right now. I'll just wait for another five more or six more overs till the ball maintains its shiny side. And then I'll give it to the bowler who actually balls me reverse swing instead of like a genuine swing. Because when a ball start reversing or moving away from you, because you almost have three genuine fast bowlers apart from Jasprit Bumrah. Why I'm saying this? Like, I don't want to give a much workload on Jasprit Bumrah because I want him to play the entire five-match test series, even though he told I'll only play for three series. But the combination, what you have to do is you have to make sure you're hitting that good length or you're just hitting that a slightly fuller length wide outside the off stump, make the batsman to commit the mistakes, make them just like the way, like, look at the way, like, Karun Nair has played the cover drive. Fielder was standing straight into the short cover and he just timed his jump and taken the catch. And all the wickets, if you're going to see, it was just on the back of the length or it was on the good length delivery where you have to be a little bit fuller, make the batsman to commit mistakes. Don't give them easy balls or tried and tested because one end you have a bowler who can actually put you that immense pressure. You have seen the way Jasprit Bumrah has bowling yesterday. He was not bowling fuller. He was actually bowling in the good length area, back of a length delivery, making the batsman moving away. If you see the last over, which was been bowled to Harry Brook, and before that to Ben Duckett as well, the ball, it was like just coming in, it was looking like an insane in-swinging delivery. After pitching, the ball has actually moved out from the batsman. That actually makes how good a bowler can actually outsmart the batsman when he's playing against you. And if you look at the reactions also, even though there were a couple of drop catches at the slip cordon, no matter what, even if it is dropped also, Bumrah was like, it all happens. I understand this game. Okay, my balls are supposed to be dropped only. If everything could have been taken, the batsman makes it easy for him to get dismissed. Right? So any bowler who's actually bowling should always think to trouble the batsman by with a hint of a reverse swing. And one bowler, let him bowl the fuller and good length area, put the pressure on the batsman, because what you don't have a pressure of Joe Root right now. You have an attacking batsman, Harry Brook, who will come in. Already his morale has been downgraded by Jasprit Bumrah. Okay, so just that you have to keep building the same pressure. Ollie Pope body language also dropped after hitting that century. I have been watching the game completely. Trust me when I'm telling you this, that body language was not so good when he was initially started his innings. It's that slowly Indians have to put back that pressure. I'm sure that they can do it, but the only thing is you need to be pretty quick in the behind the wickets, because on day one we have predicted that lots of runs being scored behind the wickets and behind the square. It's just that we have to make sure at Headingley, if you're bowling full, if you're bowling wide outside the off stump, make the fielders proper in behind the wickets. As simple as that.
I have.
Okay,
I
I have
also
one
have
more
one
point
question.
here.
Time shot.
I need one point for Raj here. As you mentioned, the runs are scored behind, right? So almost here 40 to 50% of runs has been scored in the England innings behind the wicket. So almost they have not played the ball any ball straight. Straight, it is just around 10 to 15% of the runs has been scored in the state or covers region. Most of the things has been come towards the
Wait,
semis, like
wait. I
half
will
of the things.
restart this. I'll restart this meeting for 10 minutes. We can continue the discussion there. Just 10 minutes, okay?
The runs were scored from the behind the wicket, right? So they have scored around 200 runs. Almost like most of the runs has been scored in the behind the wicket part. They have not scored in the front of the wicket, which clearly indicates that there were lots of what to say guiding behind the wickets. The more like the third man or in the fine leg region, they try to place it in between the slip or gully fielder. Why? Because if it cross one any one of the fielders are in the out in the circle, it will go definitely for a boundary. Why? Because Headingley is having more number of practice pitches in like square of the wicket as well as the covers point region. It is way have the practicing wickets which will bring those balls, pull the balls towards the rope very easily, as well as kind of outfield which possesses right. Even a missed time is going for a four. As we saw, bottom of the bat for Rishabh Pant, it went for a four in the long off region. Everyone was shocked how it happened, kind of possible way. So that's how they will be trying to put pressure on Indian part. So India has to have a good backup over that and will make sure it happens. And one more, Rajbhai, I just discussed, I need to go to hospital. Okay, I'm just cutting from here. Okay, bye guys.
Yes, Arunish bhai. Mute पे है.
I have a question for you, Rajbhai, regarding Shardul Thakur. Do you see his experience coming into the fold right now? Because he has toured England last time when India went there, and he picked some crucial wickets there, like of the crucial players. He picked Joe Root 2 or 3 times in that series. He picked Ben Stokes as well, and he has the knack of producing wicket-taking delivery out of nowhere. And also, we have seen him using the reverse swing as well. That you mentioned that you are waiting for reverse swing. So he is that experienced bowler who can use the reverse swing because, first of all, when he started as a bowler, he was a pretty much swing bowler who used to bowl fuller lengths and drawing the edges, and then coming slips would come into play. But when India brought him into the 11, they started using him as third or fourth pacer, and I just noticed in that series, from that series onwards, that he pulled his length back, and he used the good length to a good effect, and that brought some of the seam bowling that we have seen in the past. So do you think that it was a bit late of him to come on to bowl, because the Leeds pitch wasn't offering much to the spinners, and Jadeja was brought earlier than him. And how do you see his role coming forward in this test?
I mean, if you ask me personally, I was a little bit surprised the way Shardul Thakur was utilized yesterday because generally he's a kind of a bowler who's supposed to be brought in somewhere when the ball is almost like 30, 35 years oversold. Okay. So that is when the time where Shardul gets his experience and try to disturb the batsman. And he has a very good knack of breaking the partnerships. I'm not still sure why Shubman Gill is not utilized him properly on day two. And going forward on day three, day four, and I'm sure he would be one of those crucial person or a player who can actually break the backbone of England team just with the support when you're. I'm still backing Prasidh Krishna ahead of Mohammad Siraj because Mohammad Siraj has also been improved drastically, but somewhere he's lacking that kind of guidance behind the wickets from Virat Kohli. Whenever you actually saw him picking up the wickets, whenever you saw him picking up bowling at the good lines, even though like the way he has been picking up the wickets in Border Gavaskar Trophy or last time when they have toured England or whenever they are bowling in India also, like always Virat Kohli used to be behind the wickets, come and guide him like what exactly the mistakes the batsman is making and tell and guide him like okay you ball here, you ball here. But right now there is nobody who can actually come to him and guide him. Like you see Shubman Gill sometimes behind the wickets and sometimes just in front of the wickets, wherein you are standing at a mid off or telling him, coming and telling him like, "Bhaiya, मियाँ ये डालो वो डालो." ठीक है भाई. थोड़ा उसको guidance दे, like he will be a very good bowler. But Prasidh Krishna is not like that. He is an aggressive kind of a player, and nobody still get to see the other side of Prasidh Krishna, wherein the more he gets haunted, he will come back stronger. Okay, so these two players, I'm still hoping, I'm still banking and backing up my words, saying like he will be the highest wicket taker in this particular tournament, apart from Jasprit Bumrah. And trust me when I'm telling you this, still the tournament is not yet over. It's just a beginning of the first test match between these two teams. And शार्दुल ठाकुर का अगर बात किया तो like if you're looking at Shardul Thakur, the way he has been utilized or the way he has to be utilized going forward is in between the over somewhere around like from 35 to 75. That middle overs like 40 overs is very very crucial for a player like Shardul Thakur. He can give you an extensive extended spell like 5 6 overs you ball and like give him a rest of 5 hours and 6 overs and then like again you call him back, he will still ball with the same pace of 125 to 135. He maintains the pace, he maintains the line and length, and he exactly knows how to confuse the batsman. That's the good thing about Shardul Thakur. And not only that, he's also having a record of making the ball reverse swing where Siraj cannot do it. He can where Siraj can't do it as much as Shardul Thakur can do, and Prasidh Krishna can't do it as much as Shardul Thakur can do. So now it will be a very very crucial player. He is Shardul Thakur, where he can actually make the ball talking ahead of anybody's side. So it's just a matter of like 5 6 overs at the start of the day, where you see a 3 overs spell from Siraj and again from Bumrah. Get the treasure, continue with Prasidh Krishna and Shardul Thakur. And in the middle over, after like 5 6 overs of both the spells, like get in Ravindra Jadeja. Because when the rough starts creating, Ravindra Jadeja will be the lethal bowler, especially in a pitches like Headingley. And I wanted to bring this point when Selva was there. He was talking about day five, but I'm talking about day three only. He can be a lethal player when the ref starts creating at Headingley.
By one more thing is that where you see the Arshdeep Singh in this lineup. I still feel that if Siraj is not going to bring you the wickets in a one or two test match, I feel that inclusion of Arshdeep will be the beneficial for the team India. Siraj is not going to work for the one or two matches. I still feel that Arsh can be the good option in this condition because
Abhi, as we are in this particular test match, by may aapko, like, I'm not saying no to you because it's not that I have a personal favor on Mohammad Siraj, but I feel Gill is backing him so much. Okay, so when Gill is backing him so much, and he knows where exactly Siraj can be utilized because he was been such an important player for Gujarat Titans in the Indian Premier League when he can do so much with the wide ball. And I'm seeing a lot of changes in him, the way he holds the same position, the way he delivers, the way it was hitting the deck. He has improved a lot and lot in last like 3-4 months. And that's exactly why Siraj is playing ahead of Arshdeep Singh. No doubt about it, but I would still back Arshdeep Singh in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah rather than Mohammad Siraj, because Mohammad Siraj gets you an experience. I'm not saying no, along with Prasidh Krishna. Just in case if Prasidh Krishna will be dropped, then trust me, it will be Harshit Rana who will be coming in straight ahead just because of the thing.
Yeah, I have one thing that I need to
कंट्रोवर्सी
ask
क्वेश्चन मत
about.
पूछो भाई, मुझे मत फंसाओ कुछ.
नहीं controversy question नहीं है about the strategy. Like on these kind of pitches in leads that we see, and if the situation is like this, like England is dominating right now, so how do you see the usage of short balls, like how Ishant Sharma did to England in Lords in 2014? So can India adopt that strategy? Because I saw in the last few overs, Prasidh Krishna was trying that with Ollie Pope, and he also did him some sort of damage to Ollie Pope's confidence there. And also, like how we saw Jasprit Bumrah rattled Harry Brook with the bouncers in the last over as well. So can we see that that bouncer strategy coming on to, like we keep three fielders in the deep fine leg, deep square leg, and mid wicket, so that, and keep this strategy to effect when the ball is doing nothing of the seam. And also about Mohammad Siraj, I wanted to say one thing, that he bowled well in one spell. I remember when he troubled Joe Root, like his outswingers were coming out nicely in that spell. And I noticed that because after a long time, because he used to bowl wobble seam mostly in tests, as we see, and the ball always comes in. But yesterday, I saw a bit of a different strategy from Mohammad Siraj. He was trying the conventional swing, and it was beating Joe Root's bat, who has been prolific run scorer. So I feel Mohammad Siraj can hit straps today because it was the first day of the tour. So I feel Mohammad Siraj can come back. And about the strategy, what are your views? Any one of the panelists can take.
Okay, so I mean, first coming to the short balls approach. Yesterday we have seen like if somebody would have observed or not, like when Ollie Pope was playing, Prasidh Krishna was actually bang on and hitting the ball really short for Ollie Pope. Okay, there were some of the short balls like which was on the body line bouncer where he tried to hit it over the third man, but unfortunately there was no fielders out there. So that's exactly what I was talking about, the field placements, like what Ben Stokes did it right, and Shubman Gill could not able to capitalize it. And when you're asking the bowlers when asking them to bowl a shorter length delivery, you need to make sure there are 4 fielders or 5 fielders should be exactly placing or fielding in the respective way. Like even if it is like 3 or 4 balls, if you are bowling trying to bowl short, okay, so one has to be the third man, one has to be the deep fine leg, and one has to be on the square of the wicket, one has to be in the deep mid wicket, and there has to be a one fine fielder wherein he has to be in a short leg. Short fine leg fielder should be present at that point of time, because not every single ball can be pulled over the deep square leg fielder or towards the third man, and you know where exactly the batsman will make a mistakes, and that's exactly you need to start thinking one step ahead if you're bowling trying to bowl short balls. And yesterday Team India has given an hint. Okay, if you guys are not getting dismissed for the conventional balls, like where I'm bowling at the good length area wide outside the off stump, if you're not getting dismissed out there, I have another weapon in my kitty, that is the short balls, and I'm going to utilize it tomorrow. So that was just a beginning yesterday, even though runs might have come yesterday. But somewhere I particularly feel that Team India should be going out with this particular option so that there are no mistakes can be made forward going forward for Team India. Anything else? Okay, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, from all of us at Crick Zenify. I hope this session could have been given you a lot and lot of inputs about how Team India should go on to the day 3 and how exactly they need to start thinking one step ahead of England to win and or to take a slight lead on day 3 and get again India batting at the end of tea time is what I particularly believe for day 3. So just in case if you're coming in for the first time at Crick Zenify, please do like, follow, and also do subscribe for all our contents on our YouTube channel as well. So with all of us at Crick Zenify, we're going to see you tomorrow at the same time. Until next time, take care and bye-bye everyone.